challenges, in our opinion, seem to have overwhelmed our security institutions.
The governors are supposed to be the state security officers of their state.
There is need for us to at least engage the traditional rulers.
We need to do something about our porous borders.
We have to own it from the unit level to the ward level to the local government to state.
Mr. President, the importance of today for us is for us to take action.
Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The college has provided manpower to both public and private television and media stations.
Move to give NTA Television College Jos legislative backing gathers momentum at the Senate.
You have done very well.
And APC leadership commends Senate President for his stewardship at the Red Chamber. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Senate. In this week's episode, the national leadership of APC commends the Senate President for excellent leadership qualities. Also, the Senate again worries over the challenge of insecurity, even as bills and motions are given consideration. These, alongside other issues that touch on the lives of Nigerians, form our package. I am Hussaina Amina Aboki, your regular anchor. Welcome to Inside the Senate. I will be back after this short break with detailed reports. Please stay tuned.
The Senate to send a message to the President
to reap opportunities from that.
To raise a matter of urgent public importance. And we are aware that when this particular motion comes up,
for a longer term development, arise to second the motion.
Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The Senate on Wednesday, the 16th of March 2022, was briefed on killings and kidnappings perpetrated by terrorists in Niger South Senatorial District. The matter was reported under personal explanation by Senator Bima Inagi, who disclosed that the attack led to the death of 25 persons and abduction of 29 others.
During the deadly operation, bridges linking Lavun and Wushishi local government areas of Niger State were destroyed, as other cell culverts at Eba and Akere, which serve the villages in carrying out their daily activities to neighboring towns and villages, were also destroyed.
Matters under personal explanation are not open to debate. However, the Senate resolves to urge the federal government to declare a full-fledged war on terrorism, banditry and similar crimes being unleashed on Nigerians. Earlier that day, Senator Uche Ekwunife, under matter of urgent public importance, reported a fire disaster in Idemili and Oka South local government areas of her constituency, consuming about 20 kilometers of farmland, houses and items worth over 4 billion naira.
Over 700 farmers and hundreds of traders have been totally impoverished as their sources of livelihood just vanished into thin air.
Here we have 20 kilometers of farmland with plantations, farmhouses and equipment burnt down. We need to do something.
And so, the Senate, amongst other things, resolves to urge the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, as well as NEMA, to come to the rescue of the victims. Still to come, bills for second reading. Details after our notebook segment. Do stay tuned.
The Committee of the Whole becomes the Committee of Supply, where financial matters, example the budget, are being considered either by the Senate or House of Representatives. Like the Committee of the Whole, the Committee of Supply comprises all senators with the Senate President or his deputy leading. They peruse the Appropriation Committee report on the budget with a view to passing it into law for implementation by the executive.
The only way out of the pandemic is for the population to observe the recommended measures advised by the NCDC, the Senate Committees on Health, and primary health care and communicable diseases will continue to engage with the Federal Ministry of Health and the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19.
Permit me to lead this debate
on Wednesday, the 16th of March, a bill seeking the establishment of an agency for compliance with ethics was presented for second reading, sponsored by Senator Ayo Akinlure. The bill was titled National Agency for Ethics, Values and Integrity Compliance. The sponsor said there is a need for such an agency owing to the various forms of socio-public disorders afflicting Nigeria today, some of which are insecurity, indiscipline, corruption, illicit enrichment, as well as ineptitude amongst others. He said ethical values, morals and other social parameters are in complete disarray, distorted and disoriented. He then enumerated some of the bill's objectives.
1. Defining Nigerian national ethics, values and integrity by an act of parliament through legislative framework. 2. Monitor to ensure ethical values and integrity compliance and regulate the activities of establishment in both private and public sector in order to maintain high standards of workplace ethics, values, integrity and rigors of compliance in Nigeria.
Opinions on the bill differed in the debate that followed.
Unfortunately, I don't agree with this bill. I don't agree that we need another bill in order to achieve the objectives for which this bill is being sought. Whatever that can be done as espoused by this bill can conveniently be done by the National Orientation Agency.
I've seen discipline in this country and it's so endemic. So genuinely, I support this bill. Let us put it together and see how it goes.
After several other contributions, the bill scaled second reading and was referred to the Committee on Establishment to report back in 4 weeks.
On this vital bill, which seeks to provide a legal framework.
Also presented for second reading was a bill for the establishment of specialized tertiary institutions in Nigeria. One of them was the Nigeria Television Authority NTA College Jos Establishment Bill 2022. It was sponsored by Senator I.D. Gyang. According to him, the college was established in 1980 and has produced over 30,000 journalists, television broadcasters and engineers, but without legislative backing.
The college has provided manpower to both public and private television and media stations, in addition to the numerous employment it has generated for individuals in professional photography and the film industry. The absence of an enabling law has hindered local and international collaboration and intervention over the years, hence this bill.
As a product of that school, I remember the caliber of people that institution trained in this country today. If you take the statistics, you will discover that almost every member of the NTA before went through that school. I joined the NTA in 1975. And during that period, we were getting a lot of training from that institute.
Most of the journalists, the professionals that are trained from this college are in the leadership of the Nigerian Television Authority. Namely, the present Director General, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, is an offspring of this very Nigerian television industry in Jos.
The bill was then read a second time and referred to the Committee on Information to report back in 4 weeks.
Permit me this morning, Mr. President, to lead the debate.
Still on bills that scaled second reading, Tuesday the 15th of March 2022 saw the passage of the Chartered Institute of Mortgage Bankers and Brokers of Nigeria, CIMBBN, Establishment Bill 2022, sponsored by Senator Tolu Odebi.
There is an obvious need to have a well-organized and viable institute saddled with professionalizing mortgage banking and mortgage brokerage services while raising professional standards and stakeholders in line with international best practices.
Mortgage bankers, where the financial muscle is expected to provide housing for our society
needs to be strengthened, and an institute is that mechanism that will allow for best practices, ethics, standards, control.
Accordingly, the bill scaled second reading and referred to the Committee on Establishment to report back in 4 weeks. Another bill presented for second reading was the Federal University of Medical Sciences Gwadabawa Sokoto State Establishment Bill 2022, sponsored by Senator Ibrahim Gobir.
The establishment of this institution is informed by the imperative to create more access to health education, to higher health and the medical studies in view of the large number of qualified candidates who are annually stranded in their failed attempts in gaining admission into higher institutions in the state.
When we have institutions like this, if we create this institution in Gwadabawa, we'll be able to train personnel, we'll be able to train Nigerians to provide healthcare delivery, the best possible to our people.
The bill also scaled second reading and was referred to the Committee on Tertiary Education as well as Health to report back in 4 weeks. The Sickle Cell Disease Research Treatment Center Establishment Bill 2022, sponsored by Senator Akon Eyakin, also passed second reading. In her submission, she quoted a 2021 report of the World Health Organization describing Nigeria as the world's epicenter of sickle cell disease, with 150,000 annual births of children with the disease, which represents 50% of the global figure. She said that with only one sickle cell disease center in Lagos, Nigeria has fallen short of the 1994 guideline for the control of the disease, which stated that dedicated centers should be established in tertiary health institutions across the country.
This bill essentially seeks to provide for the establishment of the Sickle Cell Disease Research and Treatment Center in teaching hospitals across the country to provide leadership in sickle cell disease research, surveillance, and treatment.
However, a senator observed that the bill may duplicate an earlier one he had sponsored.
We have passed this bill on sickle cell. So I was thinking that this is just a duplication because we have discussed and passed it in this particular chamber.
I don't think that we can stop it at this stage because it is not a law yet. Since it is not a law, my judgment is we can still pass this one.
Therefore, debates on the proposed law continued.
All the teaching hospitals will have all the centers, including federal medical centers, where these people will be able to have research and treatment centers.
In addition to the establishment of treatment centers, there must be rigorous and effective education, health education, to educate the public on the implication of two carriers getting married. Because as two carriers get married, you continue to increase the population of sickle cell disease in the society.
The bill scaled second reading and was referred to the Committee on Health to report back in 4 weeks.
If you're just joining us, the program is Inside the Senate. Before the break, we took reports from the Red Chamber where we highlighted bills which passed second reading. In other events in the Senate President Ahmed Lawan has been commended for his superlative leadership qualities.
The APC national leader Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu gave the commendation during a meeting with the Senate caucus on Wednesday, the 16th of March 2022.
You have done very well. I've seen the harmonious relationship with the executive. You are careful as a team leader and you built a very successful team that is navigating this country very well in the right direction.
Speaking on the purpose of the visit, he said it was to solicit Senate support to enable him achieve one of his life ambitions.
You can back me successfully for the nomination of my lifetime ambition to become the president. If you want to go fast, do it alone. But if you want to get there, get success, and go there, definitely go with a team. I'm asking for that teammanship here today to get me over the hump of nomination process. And from that hump to get me to the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
2023, Your Excellency, by the grace of God, will be a year for APC in Nigeria again. By 2023 February, I think 25th or so, when the presidential election will take place, by the grace of God, APC will have the victory that is required. The presidency will be an APC presidency. The National Assembly chambers will have the majority that we desire. All of us wish you well, wish you the best of luck, wish you success in this. So, Your Excellency, we are with you.
He also touched on the success story of the 9th National Assembly.
The story has been a story of success, a story of breaking jinxes, a story of having firsts in terms of legislation. This is supposed to continue. This is supposed to be carried forward. And at this point, Your Excellency, I want to assure you that members of the APC caucus in the Senate and indeed in the National Assembly, in both chambers, will continue to work hard until we conclude our tenure by the grace of God in 2023.
The rest of the meeting was held behind closed doors.
We will now take our next report from the committee room, where the Committee on National Security and Intelligence held a public hearing on the National Center for the Coordination and Control of the Proliferation of Small Arms and Light Weapons in Nigeria, Establishment Bill 2021. Stay tuned for the details.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
The public hearing held on Thursday, the 17th of March 2022.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The Senate President, who declared the hearing open, said the perpetration of insecurity and other crimes in the land has fueled the proliferation of small arms and light weapons. He was represented by the Deputy Minority Leader of the Senate, Senator Isa Shu'aibu.
The easy supply of arms had enamored the actors across the borders through a network of sustained supplies chain. State actors have been challenged. State actors have been challenged, even though several interdictions, apprehension, and sanctioning have been recorded from different fronts. We have been called upon to do more because of dynamism of the cry.
In his address, the committee chairman, Senator Ibrahim Gobir, spoke on the main purpose of the bill.
The commission, when established, will be able to mop up significant number of illegal small arms and light weapons, thereby bringing peace in the country, which will invariably translate to growth and development of this nation.
The vice chairman of the committee gave the vote of thanks.
We use this opportunity to thank every one of you that are here for the purposes of hearing from you. Our duty is to listen to you and then collect the information with which we are going to do reports to the Senate for possible third reading and passage of this bill.
With this, the floor was open for contributions of various stakeholders at the hearing.
The penalty in this bill is insufficient to ensure deterrence and enforcement in the event of breach. The possession of weapons without a legal authorization is punishable by a prison term of 2 years or a fine of 1 million naira or both. I suggest that this should be increased by A first offender, 5 years imprisonment, and a fine of 5 million naira.
The bill should also seek to capture the most essential elements or component parts of the ECOWAS Convention. And it will be our joy to see that we have a commission to be at par with other ECOWAS member states.
Importation, manufacturing, or stealing of weapons, the punishment should be life imprisonment, because there are those that manufacture locally.
The program that fits into this very one is recent, that is, so to say, computerization, that the national database for all arms in circulation. These are all measures I think Customs is keen into and is going to enhance this all-important program.
Passage of the bill, if government creates a commission by integrating our existing structures across the 36 states, we will function productively in the following areas. We create a functional database for all importers in Nigeria and in diaspora. Ensure monitoring of cargoes and goods from the originating countries into Nigeria.
In their various contributions, some committee members and stakeholders raised salient issues.
National security is there, police is there, custom is there, then chief of naval staff, chief of navy staff, chief of defense staff, they are there. We love Mr. President of the nation in the National Assembly. All be sent by Mr. President to finance all this infrastructure, we approve it as related here in National Assembly. But the situation remains unaltered. We need a commission that will be independent, that NSA will be able to supervise and ensure that the law passed by the National Assembly is strictly observed.
What is killing us is here, not across the borders again. Next Senate called for forensic auditing into Nigerian Army and all the security agents' armory to tell us the real problems we are having. But that is the supply source. It is only police that allowed it. Police turned out 178,000 arms and ammunition lost to the public. We should know how many arms and ammunition that have been lost to Boko Haram, that have been lost to deserters. There are a lot of deserters in the army that cannot be declared. It's the same thing in the police. It's the same thing in customs. It's the same thing in the navy. It's the same thing in immigration, even civil defense.
After more contributions in support of the bill, the committee at the end promised to compile a report of all the submissions for presentation to Senate plenary for more legislative actions.
That's it from the committee room. Next is the profile segment. Our senator for the week is Senator Kola Balogun.
Senator Kola Balogun represents Oyo South Senatorial District on the platform of PDP. He attended Retibu Muslim Primary School, Ibadan in Oyo State for his first school leaving certificate, as well as St. Peter's College, Abeokuta, Ogun State for his West African School certificate. For tertiary education, Senator Kola Balogun attended North Texas University in Denton, Texas, United States of America, and graduated first with a Bachelor of Arts degree and later with a PhD, all in political science. He contested and won election to the Senate to represent Oyo South Senatorial District under PDP in the 2019 general elections. Senator Kola Balogun is a member of several committees of the Senate, and his legislative interests are education, industrial development, and agriculture.
As we end the program, a quick reminder of our highlights. We saw that the Senate last week passed several bills at second reading, including the bill giving legal backing to the TV College Jos. We also saw that the APC national leader visited the Senate to solicit support for his presidential ambition. If you missed any part of the program, do follow our YouTube channel for details. Join me again for another episode of Inside the Senate. Thanks for watching.